Ladies and gentlemen, although we never really left, it is my utmost pleasure to say that we at ROR are back, baby. Now, to say the least, these past couple of months for us have not been great. And I don't want to go into a pity party about why that is, because it is Christmas time and we've grown a lot closer to God than I think we've ever gotten before. Not to mention the fact that my birthday is coming up, so I'm in a really good mood today. Because not only are things looking up for us, but they're also looking up for a couple of other auditors out there on the YouTube platform, such as the subject of today's video, Big G Audits. Now, in case any of you are unaware of what I'm talking about here, Big G Audits was arrested via warrants for some traffic violations back in October of 2022. And we've got some updates to that situation, some massive updates in case some of you are unaware. So I want to jump right into this as soon as possible, and we sincerely hope the rest of you enjoy this content. That being said, let's do a bit of a recap to why a warrant was issued against him in the first place. Okay, so a week before his arrest at 5 in the morning, and yes, that's the time in which almost a dozen officers, a dozen sheriff deputies showed up to arrest him, he ended up catching on camera while he was driving a Kingsport police officer who was breaking traffic laws just to get to a drive-thru. Let me show you how that clip went down.
Now this is how fast we're supposed to be going. 45. So what the speed limit is down through here, 45. Look at that, is he doing 45? I don't think he's doing 45, do you? Because he's leaving us a sitting. Yeah. It looks like he's a speeding. He's leaving me. He is leaving me. And it's 45 down through here.
Look at that. If you look at his speedometer on the bottom left, you see that cop is going well over 50 miles per hour. And keep in mind, this is a supervisor.
Can I ask you a question? What your name badge number is? No, sir. No, sir? Okay. Is there a reason why that you feel like you can speed down through here and break the traffic laws? I wasn't speeding. You weren't speeding? Okay, well, what's your car number? Okay. Well, I've got you recorded speeding, so you're full of shit. You sure you don't want me to give you your name, badge number? No, sir, I don't wish to. Okay.
Don't worry guys, I got the handle for you, and so does Big G Audits way later, but that sergeant, that so-called sergeant, is Dunsworth badge number 241, oh, excuse me, I mean Dunworth badge number 241. So about 30 seconds later in this clip, Big G Audits proceeds to call Dunsworth a bunch of names, a bunch of swear words, a bunch of no-no words, also known as using his freedom of speech to redress his grievances. And as we all know, you can't turn a constitutionally protected activity into a crime. But just because he dared to commit the unforgivable sin of redressing his grievances and calling this cop names, to put it simply, this police department and sheriff's office decided,
"What? You called him bad names? You should go to jail. No, better yet, you should be executed."
Okay, maybe that's a bit of a hyperbole, but considering the fact that they showed up to his house with guns and even a shotgun, them thinking that he should be executed might as well be true. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the First Amendment retaliation against him, where they raided his house with a warrant at 5 in the morning. A week later, after he decided to redress his grievances with this so-called sergeant for breaking actual traffic laws. So real quick, just take a look at this. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but I'll read it for you. It says, court date December 6, 2022 at 9:30. And the charges were speeding, disorderly conduct, and illegal use of a cell phone. Prohibited use of a cell phone, excuse me. This was signed by a judge, and all three of these charges are misdemeanor charges at best. And yet these officers and sheriff deputies decided to raid his home with lethal weapons, including but not limited to a freaking shotgun. I want you to let that sink in as I play for you this clip. Okay, so let's just see how many of them we can see waddling to this guy's front and I think back door. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of them. I see 7. And then there's number 8. You know what's funny about this? If they really thought this was a serious thing, don't you think they would have... like, gotten cover or something? Like, this is lazy. They realize that there's no reason to do this, and yet they pull out guns, including this guy with a shotgun, for literally... For the purpose of intimidating. That's it. That's all this is.
We gotta walk this way. Well, take it again. It's better. Well, maybe we don't, or we can walk
Yeah, I only wish we could have gotten that part on video. No matter. Let's continue to watch. Okay, so for the sake of fast tracking, a couple of other things happened in this video was, 1, they were talking about Big G's dog, and the whole time he was praising the Lord, amen indeed, that the cops did not end up shooting, let alone killing his dog. Not only that, but these cops refused to allow anybody else inside the home, including his elderly mother, to close the door for the sake of, you know, keeping the house warm in 40-degree weather. Another thing to note about this is that when he was booked into the Kingsport jail, and as he was about to go to the Sullivan County jail, he actually got to bond out, and the judge there stated that it was the fastest bond out that he's ever done. Now, since then, Big G has gone to court for this, and although the speeding and the unlawful use of a cell phone was dismissed, the dishonorable judge still decided to hold him guilty for disorderly conduct, which Big G did appeal for. And since then, he's covered other instances of these cops in Kingsport breaking more traffic laws, such as not using their blinker in an intersection, and parking in a handicapped walkway. And hell, there was also security cam footage that he highlighted, where the deputies from Sullivan County committed second-degree murder on a man who was having a mental health crisis. And they did this by beating him to a pulp, literally beating him to death while he was in chains, and then soon putting him in a chair. That is not an exaggeration, we the people. That actually, word for word, happened. So it's obvious to us that Sullivan County, and by proxy, Kingsport, have a lot of skeletons in their closets. But luckily, we the people, we've got some wonderful news, because this guy, Big G, is not going to let this slide, and he's finally getting help from a lawyer to sue this county and police department. And in case you don't believe me on that,
after my 5 a.m. arrest by the Kingsport Police Department, I was contacted by this fellow after James Freeman put out a video for me. Thank you, James. Everybody go check out his video. I'll try and put a link below, down in the comments or the description. And this man here is Adam Steinbaugh. He is an attorney for the foundation called FIRE, the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression. And most of you all who are up in this community will know that it is the same organization that has helped Jeff Gray, the GOAT, the all-time GOAT in this community.
One of the best on the platform, that's for sure.
Against some of the cities for his rights violations. Well, Mr. Steinbach contacted me and asked me, hey, would you like fire to help you out with your little incident here? And I said, absolutely, I would. So we got together and got back and forth, and so then this happened.
Oh yeah, we the people, that's right. Big G is suing Sullivan County. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be great. I only hope he gets the deposition of these tyrants as soon as possible. That would be an absolute goldmine. So yeah, that's why we at ROR, especially me personally, are in a wonderful mood today. Not only because we are so back and we are feeling great about this next upcoming time for us, but because we're very happy to see that Big G Audits is finally able to file a lawsuit against these disgusting scumbags that call themselves sheriff deputies and police officers. I for one cannot wait to see what comes of this, but what do all of you think? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. But what's more important is that you go show some love and support to Big G Audits, as he is a very underrated auditor on this platform. Make sure to let him know that Recognizing Your Rights said hello, stay tuned for his updates on this upcoming lawsuit, and with that being said, we the people, make sure to never stop loving the Constitution.